Alright, Bell chapter 15. That's what it talks about. Azariah reigns in Judah. In the 27th year of Jotham, king of Israel, Azariah, the son of Ammihud, king of Judah, began to reign. He was 16 years old when he began to reign. He reigned 52 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Zechariah of Jerusalem. And he did what was right in the eyes of the Lord, according to all that his father Ammihud had done. Nevertheless, high places were not taken away. The people still sacrificed and made offerings in the high places. The Lord touched the king so that he was a leper to the day of his death, and God gave him leprosy because he wouldn't take down the high places, altars, and all that stuff that they were doing paganistic or satanic sacrifices on. So God, put leprosy upon him because of it. And he lived in a separate house, and Jotham, the king's son, was over the household, governing the people of the land. Now the rest of the acts of Azariah and all that he did, are they not written in the book of Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And Azariah died, and they buried him with his fathers in Jerusalem. And Jotham, his son, reigned in his place. Zechariah reigns in Israel. The 38th year of Azariah, king of Judah, Zechariah, the son of Jeroboam, reigned over Israel and Samaria for 6 months. And he did what was evil in the sight of the Lord, as his fathers had done. He did not depart from the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, which he made Israel to sin. Shallum, the son of Jabesh, conspired against him and killed him at Iblam, and put him to death, and reigned in his place. Now the rest of the deeds of Zechariah, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. This was the promise of the Lord that he gave to Jehu: your son shall sit on the throne of Israel to the 4th generation. And so it came to pass. Shallum reigns in Israel. I'm going to go back to verse 12 real quick. So this was the promise of the Lord that he gave to Jehu: your sons shall sit on the throne of Israel to the 4th generation. And so it came to pass. So God used who was it? It was God used Shallum to kill Jabesh, so that the promise of God was kept. So that of course the generations of Jehu will continue to be on the throne of Israel. Now, Shallum reigns in Israel. And Shallum, the son of Jabesh, began to reign in the 39th year of Uzziah, king of Judah. And he reigned 1 month in Samaria. Then Menahem, the son of Gadi, came up from Tirzah and came to Samaria, and he killed Shallum, the son of Jabesh, and Samaria, and put him to death, and reigned in his place. Now the rest of these of Shallum and the conspiracy that he made, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. At that time Menahem sacked Tishva and all who were in it, in its territory from Tirzah on, because they did not open it to him. Therefore he sacked it, and he ripped open all the women in it who were pregnant. And he just ripped them open, and just it died right there. The babies just came right out. It's pretty rough stuff, man. Menahem reigns in Israel. In the 39th year of Azariah, king of Judah, Menahem, the son of Gadi, began to reign over Israel. And he reigned 10 years in Samaria, and he did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. He did not depart all of his days from all the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, which he made Israel to sin. Pul, the king of Assyria, which is northern Iraq today, came against the land, or came against Israel. And Menahem gave Pul 1,000 talents of silver, that he might help him to confirm his hold on the royal power. So basically, Menahem paid thousands of talents of silver to Pul, so that Menahem could remain king over Israel, and Pul wouldn't attack Israel. Menahem exacted the money from Israel, that is, from all the wealthy men, 50 shekels of silver from every man, to give the king of Assyria. So for this talent of silver to be paid for, Menahem, who was the king of Israel at the time, pretty much had told the rich men of Israel to give 50 talents of silver, which would equal 1,000 talents of silver, so that they could pay off the king of Assyria from attacking them. So if you understand that, it says, so the king of Assyria turned back and did not stay there in the land. Now the rest of the deeds of Menahem and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel? And Menahem died, and Pekahiah, his son, reigned in his place. Pekahiah reigns in Israel. In the 15th year of Azariah, king of Judah, Pekahiah, the son of Menahem, began to reign over Israel and Samaria. He reigned 2 years, and he did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. He did not turn away from the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, which he made Israel to sin. And Pekah, the son of Remaliah, his captain, conspired against him with 50 men of the people of Gilead, or killed him in Samaria, in the citadel of the king's house with Argob and Ariah. He put him to death and reigned in his place. And the rest of these of Pekahiah and all that he did, behold, they are written in the book of Chronicles of the Kings of Israel. Pekah reigns in Israel. In the 52nd year of Azariah, king of Judah, Pekah, the son of Remaliah, began to reign over Israel and Samaria, and he reigned 20 years. And he did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. He did not depart from the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, which he made Israel to sin. In the days of Pekah, king of Israel, Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, came and captured Ijon, Abel-Beth-Maachah, Jonah, Kadesh, Hazor, Gilead, and Galilee, all the land of Naphtali, and he carried people captive to Assyria. So this is, in a way, this is Israel's first exile, in a way. This is when they're exiled to Assyria, which is, of course, northern Iraq today. Then Hosea, the son of Elah, made a conspiracy against Pekah, the son of Remaliah, and killed him, and put him to death, and reigned in his place. In the 20th year of Jotham, the son of Uzziah. Now the rest acts of Pekah and all that he did, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel. Jotham reigns in Judah. In the 2nd year of Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, Jotham, the son of Uzziah, king of Judah, began to reign. He was 25 years old when he began to reign. He reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Jerusha, the daughter of Zadok, and he did what was right in the eyes of the Lord, according to all that his father Uzziah had done. Nevertheless, the high places were not removed. The people still sacrificed and made offerings on the high places. He built the upper gate of the house of the Lord. Now the rest of the acts of Jotham and all that he did, are they not written in the book of Chronicles of the Kings of Judah? In those days the Lord began to send Rezin, the king of Syria, and Pekah, the son of Remaliah, against Judah. Jotham died and was buried in Jerusalem, and Asa, his son, reigned in his place. So 15 is very interesting. You have Azariah reigns in Judah, then Zechariah reigns in Israel, then Shallum reigns in Israel, then Menahem reigns in Israel, and then Pekahiah reigns in Israel, then Pekah reigns in Israel, and Jotham reigns in Judah. Just a lot of kings, of course, 2 Kings that of course should tell you that this book of the Bible was about the kings of Israel and Judah. Anyway, they have maps here. It says prophets of Israel and Judah from 875 to 430 BC. Prophets have been a part of Israelite society since the days of Moses, but the complex political, religious, and social situations of a divided monarchy made their role of communicating God's clear message even more pronounced. Unlike priests, prophets did not inherit their role by birth, and often were not part of the religious establishment. They arose from various parts of Israel and Judah, with some having direct access to the king, like Elijah and Elisha, and others communicating their messages directly to the people, like Amos and Nahum. I have a map here, of course. It says the prophet's birthplace or primary area of ministry. Jonah was from Gath Heber. Elijah was from Tishbe, which is actually over in Jordan today. Elisha was from Abel Mathala, which is on the Jordan River. Let's see here. Ahijah, Jehu, and Hosea were from Shiloh. Jeremiah was from Anathoth. Nahum was from Elkosh, which is just on the other side of the Jordan River over in Jordan. Amos was from Pekahiah. Micah was from Morris Gath. And then Isaiah, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi were from Jerusalem. So that's the prophets so far here in 2 Kings. And then of course later actually all across the Old Testament, that's the prophets, of course, of Israel and Judah. So here's the map of that to you can see that. That's all the prophets in the kind of grayish boxes, and it points to where they were from right there. Now there's another map. Let me get to it real quick. The resurgence of the Assyrian influence. Of course, Assyria was actually on the Iraq-Turkey border of today, and this happened in 740 BC. Let me go over most of the latter history of the divided monarchy as a growing power and influence of Assyria. The resurgence of this ancient empire dominated much of the politics of the ancient Near East from the time of Jeroboam and Azariah until the empire's demise at the end of the 6th century BC. Israel bore the brunt of Assyria's forays into Palestine, though Judah experienced its share of attacks as well. Assyria would eventually engulf nearly the entire Near East from which is was of course pretty much Iraq today. This is from to Ararat, which is Turkey, over to Egypt. So during this time, Assyria, it covered pretty much the entire Middle East. Like I said, from Iraq from Iraq up to Turkey, all the way over to Egypt. That's a huge area that Assyria controlled. So then this is, of course, the time when Assyria and Israel's at war and all that. So here's that, man. Also, you also have Media and Elam, which is, of course, Iran today. Babylonia, or Babylon, which is southern Iraq. Assyria, which would have been northern, which would have been the Turkey Iraq border. Ararat, which would have been Turkey. You have the Beth Eden, which would have been around the Turkey-Syria border. Meshech is Turkey today. Of course, you know Syria, Israel, Judah, and of course Egypt. Anyway, here's the map of this. This is what it looked like during 740 BC. That's the kingdoms right there: Elam, Media, Babylon, Assyria, Ararat, Beth Eden, Meshech, Syria, Israel, Judah, and Egypt. So that's the kingdoms right now in 740 BC. Now you have Syria and Israel attack Judah from 740 to 732 BC. As the Assyrian Empire expanded westward, Syria and Israel sought to compel Judah and the other nearby states to form an anti-Assyrian alliance. And Judah refused, leading Syria and Israel to attack Jerusalem. Syria also wrested Elah from Judah and gave it to the Edomites, or Jordan today, and the Edomites of Jordan may have also raided Judah and taken captives at this time, which is also in 2 Chronicles 20:17. The Philistines, or Gaza, who may have been a part of the anti-Assyrian alliance, attacked Judah as well, capturing several cities in the Shephelah and the Negev, which is southern Israel today, and that's in 2 Chronicles 28:18. So here's the map of this. Syria, Israel, Ammon, Moab, and Edom is Jordan today, Judah, and Philistia, which is Gaza. Anyway, you have Syria, Israel, and Edom, which is Jordan, attack Judah. And then the Philistines, or the Gaza today, ends up attacking Judah also. And then the city captured by the Philistines, or Gaza today, which would have been Gizmo, Ajalon, Timnah, Beth Shemesh, Soka. So anyway, here's the map of that. So you can see where it zooms in at also. So that's that right here. And that's the map of that one. I can show it to you. There. So that you can see the box down on the bottom left corner. So it zooms in to shows you the cities that was taken. So that's that map. But anyway, that's chapter 15. I'll be right back here with 16 here shortly. Be right back.